Take a second and close your eyes. Go back to 2011 as a kid. If you were just like me, you definitely remember seeing at Toys R Us, Target, Walmart, wherever you would get your Pokemon needs, see Jakks Pacifc Plushies. Alright, you're good to open them. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pittoo, and we are back with set 2 of the Pokemon Black and White Jakks Pacifc set. I'm super excited to talk about it. It's like one of my favorite sets in the, I think honestly, in plushie history. Sitting Cuties might have an upper up, but I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But today we are here with set 2, and in set 2, it was actually kind of interesting seeing and looking back at what Pokemon that Nintendo and Game Freak considered popular, because they had Jakks Pacifc make a set for Spring Form Deerling, which Deerling is going to be a very popular form that you'll see in the future more. We have Drillbur, Woobat, Axew, and Pansage. So a very weird set, but I do kind of like the weirdness. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember this set as much. I do have a few of the plushies as well, which of course I have a few of the plushies in my set. You know me, of course I have to. But I am very interested in taking a look at this set, because this is the one that I don't really remember. I have the Drillbur, I have some of the other stuff, but for the most part, I thought the set 2 was going to be the evolution, so saying that's not the case is really weird to me. But we're going to take a look, we're going to talk about everything, see exactly what we have, and yeah, let's get right into it. Oh man, I do want to apologize though, guys. I am kind of sick, or at least I'm getting sick, and I don't know why. Oh man, it very much sucks, but we're going to keep on moving on. So first off, I think the most interesting one to look at, and also kind of the creepiest one, we have ourselves the Jakks Pacifc Drillbur. Now this Drillbur actually has two things of, I believe it's like cardboard in his arms, making his arms actually hard. Whether or not that was a good idea, I like it. But also, whenever it spins its arms anywhere, it does kind of look kind of awkward, and it's kind of hard to set it up nicely somewhere. So for that part, I'm kind of like giving it a little bit of negative points, but also, I do think it's a nice plush. I do think it's a nice plush for the most part. I do enjoy it. I'm happy to have it in my collection. I think I actually have one in my store as well, if anybody's interested in taking a look at that. Free advertisement right there for myself. But yeah, I do like Drillbur. Drillbur, with that, he has a nice body. I think the body's perfect. I do like how it's formed. The sewing is actually really good for the most part. The one thing I do want to talk about though are those godforsaken eyes. They are very, very creepy. How Drillbur's supposed to be, it's supposed to have like a whitish head, and as well as that have white eyes, but they're supposed to be different colors of white. However, whenever he was made, that was not the case. So with Drillbur, his eyes are white, but it kind of like goes into the actual plush like fabric once they've gotten older. So now Drillbur just looks very, very awkward. He has a very creepy smile and a creepy stare, just because the pupils seem to be the only thing that really like are noticeable in that plush. But all in all, I do think it's a pretty decent plush. Next up, another one that I actually have, and we're going to talk about Woobat. And I think this is honestly the best Woobat plush you could really make. It's a very simple design. I do like how instead of just the regular fabric, they actually made him really, really fuzzy. I do really like the aspect, because you don't really see that too many Jakks Pacifc plushies with that fuzzier demeanor and look. However, I do really like it. The one thing is, with it being so fuzzy, some of the stuff kind of blends in, like the eyes are kind of hard to notice. It has a tendency to start matting, and it looks kind of weird. I need to give mine a bath personally, because I got mine pre-owned, but for the most part, I do like it. It's usually pretty well shaped. The nose looks pretty good, except for the sewing. The sewing could be fixed, I will say, especially on the nose, but, you know, when it's Jakks Pacifc, it's a smaller plushie. You get what you pay for. It's about $10 back then, and you could probably find it for like $5 now. So it's not too bad. I do really like the felt on the wings. The felt wings are very, very good. I do love it. And I think the mouth looks perfect for what it's going for. All in all, a very simple plushie, but also it's Woobat. It's a simple Pokemon, so it works out. And And next up, we have ourselves Pansage. Now, I actually have the Jakks Pacifc reversible Pansage. However, it's a little bit different from the current one that they have that I won't be showing off. But there is some features that are very similar. First off, the head shape is exactly the same, just no Pokeball that you can reverse into it. And on mine, I have a much lazier head. However, the hair piece looks great. It has a lot more fuzz to it than you would see in normal plushies, so it kind of gives off that like broccoli feeling, but it's a pretty nice like difference that you would see from other plushies. I talked about Woobat and its differences, so the fact that we actually have some differences for Pansage as well in this exact same set, very cool. The body's very small, and I don't know personally if Pansage can hold up by himself. It looks like it from the pictures I have seen. However, mine does not, because that head is way too heavy for the skinny little body. But I do think the plush works well, pretty much good enough. And then next up, we have ourselves the Spring Form Deerling. I don't have this version of Deerling, but I do have a Deerling that we'll talk about later. They are all the same, which I guess is a pretty smart idea on their part. They have all these like special forms for Deerling, so might as well do every plush set with a Deerling. However, they only made 3 out of the 4, which is kind of weird. They probably should have put the other form in the set 1, but it's whatever, I guess. We'll just have one form that does not have a plush. But I do think it's a really cute plushie for the most part. I do like the Deerling. The tail is great. The ears are great. The one thing that kind of scares me is like the top flower that's on its head made out of felt. I'm kind of like, oh, that's very scary. It might fall off after a little bit of time, especially if you play with it a lot. I obviously don't play with mine. It's for more of a collector kind of aspect. However, if you have a kid that plays with it a lot, I'm sure there's probably a lot of Deerlings that have lost the felt on its head. But still, I think it's a pretty nice plush. It's a lot skinnier than you would see most other of the Jakks Pacifc plushies, which take with that what you will. I don't really have an opinion on it. It looks great. I got the green one that I'm looking at right now, but I believe the pink one is kind of. I think that the pink one or the I don't know. I think the one that they didn't make is the one that I would have preferred the most. But yeah, for the most part, I do think this Deerling plush is pretty exceptional. I do like it. We got it a few years ago, at least the version I have, which we'll talk about in an actual thing. And the pink coloring is nice. I will say the pink coloring is really pretty. It is the OG color for Deerling, so having it as the first one made sense. However, I do kind of want to give it points off because they have so many copycats that come off right after it. Next off, we're going back to a more chubbier plushie with Minccino, and I'm going to be honest, I do have this Minccino plush, and while I was kind of like, I don't care about Minccino, I'm starting to really like this Minccino plushie. The ears are like twice the size of what I think they should be, but it's perfect. It worked out greatly. It's like the same size as the body. The body is a little chubby body, kind of reminds me of Pikachu's body that you would see in a Jakks Pacifc plushie. The head is a perfect shape. It works great. It's not like sagging down like my Pansage plush that I have. Granted, the Pansage plush is like the reversible ones. However, I do think this Minccino plush is really nice in quality. It might honestly be the best one of the set. I'm trying to figure that out. I think it might be between that, or if you can find a nice Drillbur, it might be between him and Minccino. But I think I'm gonna give the points to Minccino for this one. So I'm like going through this all without a script really. I'm just kind of talking about reviewing and how I see them. However, I'm also looking at Axew. I forgot I had Axew as well. I got him at the same time I got Woobat. And I think this Axew plush is actually really nice. I didn't have it as a child, but I wish I did. I love me some Axew. However, Dino is becoming a little bit further up, and Gumi, of course, kind of taking this spot for my favorite. However, I do think the felt on his mouth looks perfect. The eyes are great to me. The coloring, while it's about, I mean, it's kind of like army colors, I think. That's my best way to describe it. It's like an army green from what I can, like, distinguish. It's hard for me to distinguish the greens, but it looks like more of an army or green. And I do like the plushie. I do like Axew a lot. It reminds me of a little baby dragon, which is what Axew's trying to do. and I think the plush form is very adorable. It reminds me so much of Iris's Axew, very adorable plushie, and I honestly I'm gonna put it over Drober whenever it comes to these plushies. Maybe it's gonna be titled Machino, but I think Machino probably has it in the bag when it comes to these plushies. Not much to say about this little Axew besides it's a really adorable. I love how the portions are. Has that chubbier body that you see with most Jakks Pacifc plushies, little arms, little legs, and all in all, I think that the sewing on it works perfect with what it's trying to go for. It kind of blends in a little bit better than you would see with other plushies, and I'm a fan of it. And that is it for set 2 of the Jakks Pacifc plushie set. I'm super excited to talk about set 3 later. I know this one was a little bit quick. I am a little sick, like I said, so we're just going to keep on going through it. I'm hoping to feel a little bit better by the time I do set 3, and maybe we can make it a little bit longer. However, for the most part, I think this is a pretty decent review of them. Not as long as the last episode, but I think we were able to get through and talk about it. So I'm really excited, and yeah. I'm going to head out, guys. I'm gonna definitely get something for this cold medicine that I need some cold medicine, especially since I'm going on Six Flags on, wow, Saturday I'm going on Six Flags. So whenever that other video is coming up, I'll be at Six Flags, so hopefully I'm not as sick then. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. Question of the day, of course. What's your favorite from the set? I would love to know. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out!